Now then, boys, what's going on? This is Yorkie here, and welcome back to episode number 2 of this Tottenham Hotspur FIFA 23 career mode. We are literally an hour after the first video went up, and you guys absolutely smashed it. You always worry when you're putting that first episode up how it's going to go, especially since I took a little bit more of a break towards the end of FIFA 22. We smashed it. Absolutely smashed it. The comments are unreal. If I haven't got back to your comment yet, I will do. This episode, hopefully, will be going up very, very early tomorrow. We've added some players to the transfer list because you guys, as per usual, are coming up with unreal suggestions on players that we should sign. And I love it when you guys come up with a storyline for the players we should sign. I'm honestly a sucker for a storyline. When we play these career modes, if you're new to the channel and you've just subbed, which if you haven't, by the way, do it right now, please. It helps me a lot. I am a sucker for a storyline. So we've added some players to the transfer hub. It is the transfer hub, right? Yeah, it is the transfer hub. God, not done this in a while. And I really like the players we've added. We're going to scout several of these players. Of course, we can't sign anyone yet. If you didn't see the last episode, very dramatic. Harry Kane. Just that's it. Just Harry Kane. Go watch it. We all cried when that happened. Let's be honest. This is the list we've got so far. Luka Modric. I just really like the idea of this signing. Let him come and finish his career. I mean, he's not slowed down, has he? 87 rated at 36. Although one of the objectives is to sign young players. I don't care. I would love this man back at the club. Another great suggestion. Marcus Edwards used to play for the club. He's absolutely killing it at the moment. Did really well recently. I just think he'd be great. He suits what we need. He can play right and left wing. We'll see how he's rated. He's English. He just fits, doesn't he? He just fits the puzzle that we have at the minute. Because we're not blessed with the wingers, and if we're going to stick to this formation, we're going to need the wingers. Castrovili, we're going to call him Enzo because you knew when you made this suggestion there was no way on this earth that I was going to be able to say his name. The main man, Dusan Vlahovic, of course now he's at Juve. They're not doing that well, are they, in real life? So maybe he comes back, but we're going to have to be successful before we could make that kind of signing. James Maddison at Leicester, who absolutely muddied at the moment. Apparently they were linked with him in real life. So James Maddison, he could do a job. Maybe. I feel like we'd have to play him out wide though, because I don't see us swapping to a cam at any point soon. Maybe he could become the new Lucas Moura. Meslier, who I definitely don't want to take away from Leeds United. Being a Leeds fan, but would be fantastic in this Tottenham team. Hakim Ziyech, rumoured to leave Chelsea in the summer. Did not. He could do a job. And Malinowski would be a beast. Let's be honest. Malinowski would be a beast. That's the list so far. We've got a while to go before we can make any transfers anyway, so feel free to get your suggestions in. We've got a pretty healthy budget, but we are going to tap into that budget straight away because you guys were kind of unanimous in the comment section, and I didn't realize this was a real thing. Apparently, if Tottenham got to the Champions League, this was a mandatory fee, so he has to sign for us anyway. It is going to cost us 45.7 million. That is not bad though for his age and his overall, and the fact that I think he's going to be fantastic for us. We are going to pay it. I don't see any reason why he wouldn't sign a contract. Why would you want to stay at Juve? You're having a good time. A couple of assists in the last episode as well. So, important. Of course you're important to me, Kula. 5 years, not a problem. Happy. Wow, your hair's frizzy. Happy with that one. Release clause, none. We don't want none of that business around here. Can I not just give him the exact same wage? Would he not sign for me? This new tension meter is good, but I mean, it doesn't show that there's any tension at the minute. So I am worried that I just go in with this and instantly he's angry. Also, we did have the 2 million wage budget, so I think the wage budget is just going to be different this year. I don't know. I don't know if players have more realistic wages. What am I doing? I don't want 92 again. Let's go with like 550 and see if he'll sign that. But yeah, so the wage budget was actually 2 million. So we'll see. He's happy with that. Always. Never in doubt. Kulusevski is a permanent signing now for Tottenham. Of course, now you get rated on your transfers. And they're going to tell me that this was an F? A D? Okay, an A, obviously. What a shock. First transfer here at the club is an A. Spray the confetti on me. Thank you very much. We will take that. And that bit of business is done. I kind of now want to look at the finances again. And just kind of get to grips with it. You know what I mean? Get to grips with the finances at the club here in the office. Because there's no option, is there, to change the budget? No, there isn't. So usually you could like crossover wage and transfer budget. No, we don't have that anymore. Kulusevski is one of the highest shirt sellers now. That's pretty cool. So it's a good job we signed him, because imagine all those Spurs fans got Kulusevski on the back of their shirt and then he weren't here next season. very gutting. Now, the first match in this episode is going to be Brentford. I think we're going to do some playable highlights in this one. We're going to do some sims, see how it gets on. We're going to kick off the Champions League. We will get a look at Marcus Edwards, who did very well against Tottenham in real life. We're playing some more winnable games. A couple of trips there to London. Well, 3 trips to London, actually. Brentford, West Ham, and Fulham. So we're just not leaving London, then, basically, are we? Away. Not very far. But we are going to try and get through the entire month. We are going to play some of the highlights. We'll see what it sims like this year. I had a lot of issues with a sim last year. It was rubbish. So we'll see how it plays this time around. We've got a chat with Kulusevski. He's just happy, isn't he? He's extremely happy. I will be expecting more from you. We've worked hard to make this happen. We're trying to build something here, which is exactly what we're trying to do, Dejan. I'm glad that makes you happy. I am going to stick also to doing the training with the first team at the moment, because I was doing the second string side, which is exactly what you should do, but it did lead me to not have players that were sharp enough for the earlier matches. I don't know if that's going to affect the sim. A little bit of a tweak coming up for the Brentford game then, because we do actually play in Europe very quickly after this one, and we've got tired players, which is interesting to see. We've actually got a few tired players already, so I'm actually feeling like the training this time round will hurt the team a little bit more. Ivan Toney, maybe a recommendation for the future. Who knows? This Brentford side will not be easy. We're going to try playing the highlights for once. We're going to play just attack only. I feel like it leaves a little bit more to it, because I don't have any control on when they score. I only have control if we can score when attacking. I don't know how often we will do this either. I really don't. We're just trying it out. We're going to see how it goes. See if we enjoy it. This is probably a good way to get through games very quickly. So it's a good option. It's still 0-0. We're 4 minutes in. Can we take an early lead? Is that going over to Brian Gill? It is. I'm going to play that one across to EP2. And why not have a crack? It's safe. Still 0-0. If we can get a goal here. There's going to be a break on. It's going to be straight to EP2 here. Is that right? Yeah, Basuma. Out wide to Lucas Moura. Richarlison. R9, obviously. I had to go last time out, so I can't be too disheartened, can I? Lucas Moura might be in over top. Rico Henry did well enough, and as soon as you lose the ball, of course, it's time. Oh, we got penalty. Oh, no. It's Scarlett. Scarlett's been brought on. We're only 46 minutes in. Why is Scarlett on the pitch? I don't know how to do these. Okay, this will be interesting. Oh, God, please be good. Scarlett. Oh, it's saved. It wasn't the world's worst penalty, but it's saved. It's still 0-0. Looks like they've not done much on the attack. This is a little bit like the moments in Ultimate Team. I quite like this. Bentancur. What can I do here now? That over to Hill. Oh, it's a terrible pass from Hill. We're certainly applying some pressure here, because we've got another corner again now. Whip it in again towards Scarlett again, who wins the header. It's off the line by Mbuemo. And oh my God, we've come so close, but it is going to finish 0-0 here against Brentford. And I quite like that way of getting through some of the games. Let me know in the comments down below if you think this is a feature we should use or if we should ignore it. Not too sure about the substitutions. A little bit weird, but we have some good opportunities there. And it does mean that we don't sim as many games. We actually get to play some of them by doing some of these highlights. Definitely got it mixed up because we've got West Ham next, not the European game. Don't know how I managed that. I do want to play the European game, but I actually wouldn't mind playing this West Ham game. So I think we're going to play both of them. We're going to play the Frankfurt game. Oh, do I just play the highlights in this one? I think we will give it a go again. We're going to play attack only, and then we're going to kick stuff off the first match in Europe. And then I want to play a Premier League game as well. Let's see how we can do against the Hammers. We're away. We just need to be a little bit smarter with our attack in this one when we get our opportunities. Hopefully, Richarlison doesn't come off so early. But also, I wouldn't mind if the assistant manager was just focusing a tiny bit on the fact that we play Frankfurt in only a couple of days. Let's see what we can do here now. Spot that with Richarlison. He's going to spot Kulusevski, surely. This is a good ball through. Kulusevski to make it 1-0, surely. He's got to be finishing that. A little bit sloppy from him. Still 0-0, though. And another opportunity. I'm in an interesting position. I mean, there's no way I go for that, is there? Let's try and... I mean, could I even drive that in there? I mean, I feel like I should be going back post, right? Is this back post? It's not. It's not very good either. Kulusevski up ahead of me. I'm going to just give him it. And then hope that more players come on the attack. That's a great ball over to Richarlison for 1-0 Tottenham. R9. Got it again. Maybe the slander that I have for him might need to end. Because if he keeps doing this and these performances, I'm going to fall in love. Still 1-0 lead. And another opportunity to break it. Well, not a great opportunity. Where's the rest of the team? We'll pull this back a little bit. Now we've got options. This is good. Go on then. R9 again. He's in again. Richarlison again. Oh, he's hit the post. Can you believe it? Well, now it's 1-1. And we're going to have a solo run here. It's Kulusevski. He's got to play it. It's Richarlison. Might be the winner. It is Richarlison through again. That's a brace for Richarlison. The substitution this time was not made. He's going to make it 2-1 Tottenham here against West Ham. This would be a massive result. They've got 7 points. We have 4. It's been a bit of a rough start to the season here for Tottenham. Got another solo run now at 2-1. I really wouldn't mind finishing the game off. Well, I know what I'm going to do with this. I'm going to play that one straight to Richarlison because this man is on his hat-trick. Richarlison now for the hat-trick, and he's going to get it. It is 3-1 Tottenham Hotspur. Richarlison with a hat-trick. R9. Just, look, let's just go with it. For this series, this man is R9. Don't care what you say. Really do not. Tottenham 3, West Ham 1. Another 3 points on the board, which is exactly what we needed. And that man is collecting the match ball. It's a weird feeling, that. Very, very weird feeling. But we're getting used to it. I quite like these match highlights. And the fact that we can't control when they score makes it a little bit more difficult. Now it's time for the biggest game of the episode so far. We are back in the Champions League. That's right, Tottenham back in the Champions League. And we need a really good result in this one, taking on Frankfurt. We've got a pretty easy group. So I will be frustrated if we don't do well. Frankfurt, Tottenham, Sporting, Marseille. We should top this group, if I'm being honest with you. Which, theoretically, should give me an easier draw in the next round. It doesn't always work like that, especially on FIFA. But that would be what we want to achieve. This kit is genuinely beautiful. So we're going to go Richarlison up top, Son, Kulusevski. It's the strongest we can do. Højbjerg, recommendation to change him to a centre mid. And Basuma, which I'm going to do right now before I forget. I'm hoping, surely, it's not going to take too long. It's not even that much of a positional change. 20 weeks. Why 20 weeks? The guy can obviously already play there. I'm worried to see how long it's going to say it's going to take Højbjerg here to play at central midfield. The man has played there before. 50 weeks. It makes no sense, EA. Make it make sense. I mean, we'll do it for both of them, but I don't care. I will just play them out of position. It says right there, clear as day, that these two can play central midfield. But unfortunately, when we do that, it's like, no, they can't play there. So I'm just going to ignore it. Starting 11 is Richarlison, Son, Kulusevski. Basuma and Højbjerg are going to partner together in the central midfield today. I think that'll be good because Basuma is actually very good at going forward. Sessegnon gets his first start for your boy Yorkie. Lenglet as well getting his first start. It's a little bit weaker, but we don't have a choice. We've got lots of games coming up. We need to keep players fit. That's the Frankfurt lineup. They are very good at the football. Rafael Santos Borré is someone we're going to have to look out for up top. And Ndicka, I would like. He would be fantastic for us. This will be a massive European night as well in Germany for Frankfurt. Of course, European champions last season. They'll want to push on this year. They will want a good showing in the Champions League. There is no doubt in my mind about that. But hopefully, got a bit of a rude awakening for them in this first game against us. We are away, though. We've got to remember, I'm not going to take these lightly. This kit, I don't know. Is it just me? I like this kit. Hopefully, as well, R9, he's had his Weetabix. He's feeling strong, and he's ready to go. Because I'm going to need that from him today. Lenglet, good interception instantly. I've just completely overlooked Lenglet as well, to be honest with you. Forgot they'd signed him. Genuinely did. Forgot they signed him. Forgot he existed in terms of football until I spotted him a minute ago. Because we've got quite a few centre-backs, to be honest with you. Now I've made Tanganga a centre-back. I don't really need it, do I? Højbjerg is going to try and find his man there. And Ndicka's just like 7'9", though, isn't he? So, always going to struggle to get the ball through there. I'll tell you one thing that I forgot to do. And this is all my fault. In the haste of recording this episode and trying to get all the transfers done and answer the comments that I could answer. Oh, that's a great block. I forgot to change the tactic. We'll do it again here, but we need to remember to do this now when we come out of this menu. It was 48-48. I remember that, but I need to remember, and you guys can't remind me, we are going to press. And Conte doesn't like to press, but I like to press. Now that's fixed. We should have a little bit more luck. When did Frankfurt sign Goetze as well? He's getting on a bit now, though, isn't he? I'm hoping players do not go down. Oh, my God. Lenglet, get it out your feet. Well in, Lloris. Feel like he did okay there. We'll give that to Lenglet. Sessegnon. Big moment for him because he's actually had a good start to the season in real life. But if he wants to get game time from me, He'll have to learn how to control the football a little bit better than that. Suggestion of left wing for Sessegnon could be the route we go down. Out there to Son. No messing about us. We like to break quickly. Basuma. What a pass from Basuma. Richarlison up against Ndicka. It's R9 back at it again. He's very good at finishing like that. So was Harry Kane. Just get used to the chicken dance because it's just, you know what I mean? It's what he likes to do. I'm falling in love with Richarlison. I never thought this was going to happen. This is why FIFA, sometimes, you might hate it, but this is why it's a good game. You fall in love with players that you absolutely hate in real life. And I really don't like... Sorry, that's a can of Monster. We're doing like 24 hours awake at this stage. Richarlison, we like him now. Big moment in the Champions League. He's had a big moment, obviously, in real life for Tottenham in the Champions League. But now he's had one in this series as well. See how much that rattles Frankfurt. And see if they can compose themselves now. And focus on the game. Now, the big composure here for me is, can I stay focused and not be stupid as Barre forces Lloris into a big save instantly. Son there. I mean, Richarlison, they're just leaving him wide open. Richarlison cuts inside. That's great from Tuta again. Maybe... Oh, what was that from the goalkeeper? What was that? Maybe we take a look at Tuta as well. Like, he's been very difficult to deal with. That was a really good cut inside. Now, we're working on this, lads. Let me know how you've been getting on with the new corners. I would say that I haven't been getting on particularly well with them. But we're trying. That's what matters, doesn't it, in life? Worried about Ndicka. Barre, I'm not. But Ndicka, I am. Now, corners are good positions to break from. That's a great ball out from Lloris to Basuma. Basuma's just going to go for it. And RR9 is there again. Richarlison, he's clean through. Surely Richarlison's going to make it 2-0. And to be honest with you, Frankfurt have been far the better team. But this breakaway always works. And that's how we want to play here with Tottenham. A little bit more aggressive, obviously, than what Conte has been doing. But direct breakaway football stems from Lloris's ball out. Richarlison can't stop scoring. I thought I was going to sign a new striker. Scarlett's going to be coming on soon as well. I want to give him game time. I really want to make him... something quite special in this series. I like the story behind him. I really like using him last year. So we just need to train him. Right now, Richarlison has caught fire. Nice ball out there. Now, I am also probably going to start working on sliders soon. I was convinced this year that we might not need them, but we've needed them every year. And the more the game gets patched, we'll probably need them more. So maybe we will work on sliders. I don't know. But I mean, the Liverpool game didn't make me feel like I needed to work on sliders. That's for sure. But I do always feel like every year we could just make that game a little bit better. But, I mean, how slow the game is this year. Perfect. Way more realistic. It's never going to be true to form FIFA. It's FIFA. Now, he definitely wouldn't be happy that he's being subbed off at half-time. But Brian Hill is going to come on. I would love to know you Spurs fans' opinion on him. Because I just don't know that much about him. He was really highly rated. And I really enjoyed using him last year. I haven't heard anything. Richarlison's in for his hat-trick. What a save from Trapp. Unreal goalkeeper. Just haven't heard much about Hill since that. I think that one over to Sessegnon. Sessegnon, back across. Richarlison for his hat-trick. What a save from Trapp. I do feel bad because he's on a hat-trick, but he's also absolutely knackered. Richarlison is coming off. We're making 4 substitutions. I love that you can do that now. We're going to kick this one off with the corner after making those substitutions. Could you imagine if Scarlett scores from this? I would lose my mind. It's not going to be Brian Hill. Tell you that. Ilario. Well blocked again. Frankfurt having a little bit of a rough ride on their first Champions League game. Back in as never mind. Ilario makes it 2-1. And there's time left. I hope the netting's okay because I don't think he could have hit that harder, to be honest with you. That was an absolute thunderbolt. And this is a Spurs side that actually defended very well. Let's see how our game management is now. Clock is ticking down, and I might have just given them an opportunity. No, they've just given me an opportunity. Brian Hill. What can he do? We're just going to be clever. Game management. Again, blood rush to my head there. Game management. Full-time whistle goes. We win 2-1. A little bit rocky at the end. I actually feel like that first half, Frankfurt were the better team. But overall... we did well. And R9 back at it again. I just wish Scarlett had scored that goal. That would have been a massive moment for him. And I don't know what Højbjerg was doing missing that football. Definitely the kind of start we needed, though, in the Champions League. Marseille managed to beat Sporting as well. So that was a massive result for them. We will have tired legs now. And when is the next Champions League game? I think it's coming... oh, wow. The squad really is going to be pushed there. And we've got quite a thin squad. When I look at the team, it is quite a thin squad. We're going to have to rotate against Fulham. We don't really care about the Carabao Cup, but Fulham and Forest, both newly promoted teams, you've got to be beating them. And you would fancy us against Sporting. You really would. This will be the starting 11 for the Fulham game. This is going to be the first one we sim. It's a pretty strong starting 11, but knowing we've got a midweek game in the Cup as well. How are sims going to be this year? Please go in my favour. And it does. We beat them 2-1. And I feel like we should do. We have a much better squad. Bentancur and Lucas Moura with a goal. Little bit of a change up for this cup game. And we're going to play the highlights. We're going to play the attack only highlights just because I wouldn't mind getting through to the next round of the Cup. The Cup run for Tottenham would be decent here in the Carabao Cup. João Pedro up top for Watford. I think he should be someone that we maybe look at. I don't know. Let me know down below in the comment section, of course. I always take your guys' advice. You guys are basically the chief scouts when it comes to these kind of series. In my mind, you guys give me the majority of players that we go for. Again, if you recommend a player and we don't sign them, don't be too disheartened by that. You never know. We might sign them in the future. We also might sign them in a different series. I do try and spread out who we sign as much as humanly possible, but I do try and keep the focus on players that I think make sense for the save that we're doing. Now, it's currently 0-0. 7 minutes in, we've got an opportunity. Ball over for Scarlett. It's his first start of the season since coming back, and a big opportunity for him. Oh, that's a good ball to Kulusevski. He took it quite well. It wasn't a terrible shot. We aren't getting the rub of the green. We've had a red card as well. It's still 0-0. But we have had a red card. This could be a good opportunity. What we're going to do here. Bentancur, I'm just going to go for it. Kabasele's there. Still 0-0. And we've got a good run on our hands here. Youngmin Son has been played in. Well, you'd put your house on this one, wouldn't you? Son, surely 1-0 Tottenham. It's going to take Son to rescue us. A red card in the game as well. I don't know who got sent off. But Youngmin Son will make it 1-0 Tottenham. And hopefully that will see us through to the next round of the Cup. I really do enjoy these playable highlights. I just think it's a much better way for us to advance series by being able to play these kind of highlights. I really do. I think it's a fantastic addition to FIFA. It's something that they've had in Madden for ages, and I love it in Madden. So the fact that we now have something like this in FIFA, I just hope they keep building on it. And so far from what I've seen, engine-wise, it seems to work very well. I am instantly now, though, going to go in and actually set up the tactic correctly, which I keep forgetting about. I'm going to do that right now. Arsenal knocked out the cup by West Ham. Okay, that's big. Message about international management, but nothing about a red card. Has that not carried over? A little bit frustrating. So we don't know who got the red card. It's just not carried over at all. Let's look on the calendar and see if the cup draw has been done instantly there. It's not. We will skip forward a couple of days just to get to the match. I could do that on the calendar, actually. We'll get to the Forest game and maybe see if the next round's been drawn, because I'm intrigued to see who we get. Blackburn Rovers. So far, the EFL Cup has been quite kind to us. That is definitely a trophy we could win that might make the board happy. At least Daniel Levy might love me a little bit if we win that. I've got Nottingham Forest up next, and I did a mistake. I've jumped into the game on the highlights. I didn't mean to do that. We're going to play the Sporting game. We're not going to play this Nottingham Forest game, but that's the starting 11. We're just going to jump to result, and hopefully it will be a good result. We basically played the strongest starting 11 we could, and we lose it 2-1 with our strongest starting 11. Yates and Kouyaté for them. Son scores for us. That's really frustrating. We absolutely dominated that game as well. That's a massive win there for Nottingham Forest. But my focus was on this game against Sporting, because 2 wins in the Champions League, 6 points, would put us in a really strong position. That is the starting 11. Pedro Porro's in the team. It's a strong starting 11. No Marcus Edwards. So maybe that deal to sign him might be easier than we expect. I also haven't decided yet if we're going to play 3 games each episode, then with some highlights and some sims, or if we're just going to do some play highlights and then play 2 games. I don't know. We're going to work this out as we go along together as a team. I do like these Champions League nights, especially in the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. This is a massive moment. Son is playing very well at the moment as well. He's back 2-2. Hopefully a big performance. Now, Tottenham did not do well against Sporting in real life when this game happened. I'm hoping that this time around it will be good. Spencer again. We're giving him a lot of game time. Big opportunity since he made the move to Tottenham to be playing on Champions League nights like this. R9 again, up top. He's done well. This has been a very good episode for him. I've definitely noticed, though, that we need bodies out wide now. I think that's where we need to improve in this next transfer window. Kulusevski made permanent. and we don't have a ton of money. I would like to get that Modric deal done, but we realistically could wait to do the Modric deal in the summer. That could be a signing that we bring in the summer. So I'm not too hasty on that one. But I wouldn't mind getting some more wingers in. I just feel like we're a little bit bare out wide if we had injuries. I think if Kulusevski goes down, we're in serious trouble if he does go down with an injury. I haven't fiddled with the injury slider, and we still had that injury to Kane. We haven't had any other injuries, so maybe I turn down the severity, but up the slider. For me, personally, I like it to be a bit more realistic, and to have had no injuries, or just one injury over an entire season, is not very realistic. That's great play from Pedro Porro. Very good player. I don't know if these permanent now or still the loan deal from Man City, because he wouldn't be a bad signing for us. What a save from Lloris. Good ball in behind. Paulinho. Pedro spotted Lloris. That wasn't a bad option for him. It wasn't a bad shot. Well then, Richarlison. I'm going to give him the opportunity. Will he get to it? He will do. It's a good touch as well from Richarlison. Oh, what a goal that would have been. And then Yorkiemann. He's going to want to knock that one on. He's knocked it on brilliantly to Perisic. Perisic, dangerous position. Now, it's always going to be difficult. The angle for him was very difficult. Questioning if a point is a bad result here. I'm not so sure it is. It's on do here now. I'm going to try and cut that one round. And it's sloppy from him. I thought he had better skill moves. It's actually worked out. It's actually worked out. Heung-min Son nearly getting us the winner. It worked out. I don't know how. He got away with it. Oh, they've managed to win it back here. Oh, this is dangerous. That's very dangerous. We're going to lose it right at the end. We've been the better team, but this is what can happen. And oh my God, that was just sloppy from us, to be honest. I had legs on the pitch, but there's not really an excuse for this here from Ben Davies. He's completely caught out. And then this is the problem here, Sanchez, and this may be why he's not a starter. Plays it back to Perisic, who is just a dangerous position to play him into. And then we're all out of position. We've saved ourselves a few times. I've made some changes now. Is there a moment of magic left in it? Not with a pass like that from Basuma. More of them. Back out to Son. Leave Basuma. I'm going to go all the way. I'm going to go all the way across to Kulusevski. There was some magic left in there for us. Son to Kulusevski saves me again. It happened against Arsenal, and it's happened here. That is massive. Oh, Son's won it. Son has won it. Lucas Moura to win the game. Oh, he just couldn't get it out of his feet quick enough. And that will be the full-time whistle. We'll take a point. We went a goal down. We'll take a point in that one. It's been a pretty rough start to the season so far, but we are in 7th on 10 points. Only, 2 points, 3 points clear of the top 4. It's a weird top 4. It's Everton, West Ham, and Aston Villa. Oh, maybe the sim is not fixed on this year's FIFA, because that's the top 4. But we are top of our Champions League group. We need to make sure we get that victory against Marseille, because we'll play them twice now, and I want to get the Champions League done as dusted as quickly as possible with the group we've got. But that's going to be it for this episode. Next time out, we're going to be doing October, where we have Leeds, Wolves, Newcastle, Moneybags Newcastle now, as well as Southampton, another cup game, and that first Champions League game against Marseille. We are edging towards the transfer window as well. So I'm really excited to spend some money. I know we've spent some already on Kulusevski, but I'm excited to spend more. The team's playing pretty well. I'm quite happy with the results in this episode. We're certainly in the fight. It's very tight there in the Premiership at the moment. And I will take 4 points in the Champions League. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you're all having a good time. I hope you're all enjoying FIFA. You guys take it easy, and I will see you in the next episode.